All right, how's everybody doing? DJ Rosterman here, Ross Abrams. And today we're going to be using these two programs. I'll be circling up here. See these here? We got GameGuru Max, highlighted there, and Motion Studio 3D by Corel. It was also called Cool Studio 3D by ULEAD. Okay, and this is a 3D program here. And this here is, of course, the game making program. And what we're going to do is take our 3D program, make a fire engine, bring it into GameGuru Max, and then drive it around. Okay, I'm going to show you how simple this is. It's not a very hard thing to do, and I won't go into customizations or anything like that. We're just going to get the fire engine in there and show you how to make it work. If you want to make it look really, really good, it takes a little effort, a little time, but yeah, just will give you an idea how to go about that. Okay, so we're going to start with the Motion Studio 3D. Let's go ahead and bring it up. All these programs are running in the background here, so let's bring that up. And this is the fire engine that we're going to be bringing into GameGuru Max. Okay, so you can drive that around. Okay, so how do we go about making this? Okay, this is kind of cool. Over here to your left, follow me to your left here, you'll see this little box. This box will allow you to open up and insert an image, okay, or you can actually draw in here and create vectors that will be turned into 3D objects. But see here, if you did this one here, insert a background image, you could actually draw. This is how this works. Okay, so you drag it like that, and then if you have an image there, you could add points and you would draw. Okay, basically around the outline of the image until you've got the entire image inside your drawing. Okay, very simple thing to do. Okay, now if you don't know how this works, this would be a solid object. And if I wanted a hole in this object, I would have to create another object inside this object. So I would do that by doing this. Okay, now this is just a little reference stuff so you're aware of what I'm doing here. Okay, you can shape these objects in any shapes that you want, okay, but the bottom line is here, now you have a solid object, okay, with a hole in it. I'll show you what I mean. Okay, and then you can rotate that object around. This is how we're going to make our fire engine. Okay, we're going to go ahead and delete that. And then we're going to go back over here and we're going to bring in a JPEG, okay, and this will be converted to vector on the fly, or all those little lines and dots that I just showed you there. And it'll be able to be dissected, cut up in just about any way, shape, and form that you like. Okay, so yeah, we're going to take a look at how this is going to look right here without the fire engine in there. This is what our cutout's going to look like. We're going to go ahead and launch it like that. So okay. Now, we're going to make it bigger so I can show you something here. Okay, make it bigger, no magnifying glass. And okay, if you look real close, okay, you'll see these little lines, see these brown lines here, okay, going around. This is a window. So if I want this to be a window, okay, that has a hole in it so I can see the person inside the vehicle, I will need to remove this inner one here. So click on that and go up here and delete it. Same with this one here, click on that and go up there and delete it. Click on this one here. Now I'm not going to go through and do this for everything, okay, I'm just giving you an idea how we go about this little quickie course. Okay, so let's go back here now and zoom away. Okay, so we see this here. Now the drawing still has the picture there, but that's not the object we're going to bring in. We're going to bring the object in. Now you're going to see holes cut out, okay, where those are. I'm going to do the windshield too here. I almost forgot the windshield. We need to remove that. Okay, delete. And then we're going to go ahead and just bring in, so I could take more stuff. See where it says fire engine? That's just costing me resources, so I can actually go in there, make a box, and draw it. So you can draw it over here, make a box. Edit, undo, like that. Make a box, like that. Click on this, make a box. Come on. Okay, now you can just erase where's fire engine in there. We don't need that. Okay, so we're going to delete it. It just takes up stuff. Okay, and like all this stuff right here, you see all these little circles here? We don't need them in there, okay, because they're just going to cut holes through your truck. and you don't want little holes there. You want to be able to see the picture with the little knobs and stuff on it. And later on, if you get interested in this and want to do some really unique work, you can put these knobs on your model. You can build a model like that and bring it into GameGuru Max. It has all the bells and whistles on it, 3D features and stuff. But I'm just showing you a little quickie one here, okay, and it's already taken too long. Okay, so let's go ahead and launch that into the program. Okay, see, there you go. You got the fire engine. It's starting to look like what you see over here. Okay, now we're going to make it bigger so it's easier to work on. If you look to your left side of the screen, you'll see this hand. That means to move the object. This one here means to rotate the object. And the next one over is to resize the object. We're going to click on that one and make this fire engine bigger. See how like that works? Okay, and we're going to paint that. Go over here to where it says transparency, middle of the screen, and add a texture. We're going to use the same texture that we used to create the fire engine. Okay, go ahead and paint that right on there. Okay, we're going to make it fit to the best that we can on this here engine, because the closer it fits as far as covering the paint, the better it will look. Okay, so you want to make it look as good as possible. So you want to line that up as best as you can. And this tool here enlarges everything. You're going to have these same props down here. Okay, it's these codes, numbers. Z is depth, Y is height, and X is width. Okay, so over here that would resize your texture map. This one rotates your texture map. We don't need to do that because we want it to be level with the engine here. And this one here will move it. So you click on that one. Okay, now watch this bring it up. Just click up like that. Get it to where you want it, and then we'll move it over using the X. The Y is up and down, X is left and right. Looks like we might have made it just a hair too big, so let's go up here to size and make it smaller. And then we'll bring it down one click. Up one click. Probably this here allows you to move it. If I bring it over to the screen without using these numbers here, I can move it, adjust it. But the better it looks, okay, now we're going to take time to actually do this. The better you do it, the better the fire engine will look inside your game. Okay, very important thing there. Okay, but the next important thing is to rotate the fire engine now and take a look at it from the side. And you see those wheels? Okay, yeah, we're going to want to keep the wheels because we need to drive around. Okay, but they don't really turn. They're just going to be simulated wheels. Okay, but we still need to make the fire engine depth. Okay, so you can do it this way. Increase the depth by doing this. But that wouldn't look too good as a fire engine, and you can't see out the windshield. But you do have a 3D fire engine, okay, for your game. Okay, and you'll be able to fill in all these things down here. See where these holes are cut through here? That's not an issue. You'll work on that, and I'll show you how to go about that later. But we're going to get this in here and drive it. Okay, but the reason why we did this to show you this was, okay, over here, squeeze that back. Okay, to make the fire engine, you're going to need two of these. One for the front, and one left, and one for the right side. So go ahead and say copy, up here edit, copy, edit and paste. Okay, now group them as a group, and we're going to rotate them. Actually, we're going to do that not as a group because I want them to be the same. So let's go up here and hit 0. Yeah, it brings it back. We'll have to do the same for this one because we loaded it in that position. Back. Okay, now looking at it from the top, we're going to take the camera up here where it says transparency again. We're going to find a camera in here. See, camera. And now you're looking at it from this view, and we're going to look at it from the top. And we're going to separate these two here using distance. So this is move, and this is depth. Depth is depth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to go to 50. Okay, and you do this any size you want. No one's, there's nothing that says you have to do anything in any particular way. Okay, and we're going to do this 150. Okay, and then we'll go back to this, and as you'll see, now we get to keep our tires for our vehicle on both sides. So we have 4 tires on there. See how that works? So now we just have to fill in the center without a tire. Okay. So we need to take the tire out of the drawing, and how would we do that? Well, we'd go like this. Okay, Click on here. We've already got 2 of these here that match. So let's grab a third one. Edit, copy, and then edit, paste. Okay, and since this one's going in the middle, we're going to touch this one right here. Okay, and we're going to go up here to Object and Edit Object. See where those wheels are at? We don't want them to go across the one in the middle. We want to see the tires on both sides, but not this big old tire going all the way across the. So you have to get rid of them. Okay, go like this, and go up here and go minus. You can do it a couple of different ways. This is the easiest way. X, and then you'll see it there. X, X, X. Okay, now we just got to get rid of these here, and these are bowlines, so you have to go in here like this and touch it. Okay, and you can just move it straight up. Okay, we're just getting it out of the way. Okay, same with this one here. Oops, straight up. Okay, now if you know how to use these, you'll be able to make adjustments like this. See the little sliders here will allow you to do stuff like this. Okay, it just takes a little practice if you're not familiar with how you go about it. Okay, like that. Okay, these bowling curves. Okay, and we're going to save that image. Okay, I'm not going to do the back tire. I'm just going to show you how we did it. Okay, and then it's the one in the middle. So let's take it from the top and put it in the middle. Okay, so. Okay, then we're going to make it wide, okay, like that. Okay, and then we're going to go down here, and because now this is a group, okay, we're going to make this a group, okay, we can rotate this fire engine around. Okay, and you can see how it's coming along. Okay, it's going to look really cool in Max, okay. I think you'll like it. Can you see the back here? You need another map, okay, where the engine's painted in reverse. That's not an issue. You just make 2 pictures and do it both ways. Okay, and anybody can do that in any art package. So here we'll go down to 0. I like to zero everything out while I'm working because you don't want to make mistakes where it's at and how it's angled and stuff like that. Okay, so if we look at this from the top right now, yeah, okay, it's perfectly parallel. Okay, there we go. Now, I can't see out the windshield, so if my driver was inside there, okay, he wouldn't be able to see out the windshield. This material here would block his view. How do we get around that? Let's go back to the middle one. Let's go back over here to edit. Okay, now see this window right here? We can bring this window back using that tool like we showed you before. Okay, you can't delete this because you'll delete the whole thing, that whole outline. So you want to just click on it here and drag it back, and we can go back to right about there. And the same one with the one on the bottom, like that. Okay, actually we're going to go right to there, and then we're going to take and put a new one right there, and put one here. Well, I'm not actually putting one, I'm just moving them. Got to remember to select the right tool for the right purpose. Okay, so now he should be able to see out that front window. Let's find out. Go. Okay, I see something in this. Oh, I know what that happened there. We blocked our side window. But he'll be able to see out the front window, but that's not going to work. Bottom line is, when we get it done, you have to do cutting and whatnot. This is what we'll have. Okay, this is what we have right here. Okay, so he'll be able to see out that windshield when he's inside the truck. Okay, and you got the 4 wheels. Now the reason why we didn't use this one piece, you look at the bottom here, I'll show you a trick. Okay, right here. If you try just using this one piece to go all the way across, see that wheel on the bottom of the screen there? Yeah, it would look terrible. Look like he has one giant wheel going across there. But by doing it this way, you simulate that he's got actual wheels that look normal. Okay, so we'll just go there, a couple undos. Now, okay, once you got the fire engine in the program, it takes a little longer to do it that way. Let's just go ahead and zippity do that, bring it back in here. Okay, make sure you got your group selected here, and make sure the fire engine or any vehicle that you make with this software is pointed north, which is away from you. So just go ahead and rotate it. So let's go up here to rotation tool and go to 90. And you'll see it's now facing away from us. I can turn it a little bit and give you a clue, see how that works. You want to be facing that direction right there. Okay. And just make sure it says 90. Okay, and over here we got to make sure we're level. Make sure you're level, or your vehicle will not be level inside the game. Before I save it though, okay, I was working on a project here. See these cylinders? They're going to be part of a ladder that goes on the side. We're just going to delete them for now. Don't need them in there because the model I have in there doesn't have them. So, and I'm going to overwrite that model here. So, okay, once you have this all saved, make sure you got a group over here. Group. Okay, go over here to File. And it says here export 3D model. Okay, export DirectX model or a 3D Studio model. You can either export both of those. Okay, we're going to go with DirectX model. Okay, and this is what it is here. I already saved it. FE test. Okay, so once you get that inside here, this is all ready for GameGuru. It's a DirectX file. I'm not DirectX file, but a 3DX file. Okay, right here, DirectX file. That's what it is. Okay. You can do binary mode or compressed file, and you can do multiple frames if you're doing animated X files. You can do that as well, but you just have to write it into the code when you want to use the object in an animated fashion. Okay, but here it is. So we're going to go ahead, and I'm not going to bother clicking save. We're just going to come out of here, and then I'm going to go to GameGuru over here. Now all these things you see here, targets and whatnot, gorillas and things like that, heart, I imported those. I made that with the software you just saw me use to make the fire engine. Hearts like this. Okay, so yeah, these are mine, the little characters and whatnot. We're going to bring the fire engine here now, so we go up to add. Okay, and we would normally go to import model. Okay, and you would look over here. I have it under fire truck. Okay, in this file here. So, and where's the one that says test? I believe it is, yeah, fire engine test. We'll click on that, open, and there's your code for it. Okay, so if you had an animated fire engine, you could have all the logistics available to you there. Okay, information's available. So let's go ahead and open that. Oh, look how small that is. You'd have to be like a really tiny person to drive this fire engine. We could call this a model. I could drive a little model fire engine. No. Okay. When you use the software I just used to create this 3D Studio, there you need to go up here to customize and use the original scaling, which is not what that is. It's meters. Yeah. Okay. So that makes it the size that I made it for this game. Okay. And he doesn't know where the floor is at, so make sure you tell him over here, find the floor. Yeah, okay, so there's our fire engine, and you can see now it's been brought into the importer for Max. And you can see in the windshield there, and you can see where the dashboard would be right there if you're sitting in there. Okay, so yeah, you can actually paint that too if you wanted to have a steering wheel or something like that in there, okay, before you do the import. Okay. But anyway, here's what it looks like, and we're going to import it. So we want to go over here with this collision. We want to make this a polygon because you want to drive it. If it's a box, you may not be able to get into it. Okay. We don't need to worry about centering the mesh or any of this other stuff. Here, let's go down to materials. Okay. And you see we got the bitmap there for the vehicle. Now you can also go down here later. I'll show you how this works here. But if you wanted to, you can go into the emission. We're going to go ahead and load that there. Okay. We are. Open that up, and you'd be able to change how bright that fire engine is. See how that works? Okay, how the paint job looks. But once you get to learning how to map, you'll be able to cover up all the white areas and stuff like that. Your map would have that black around the edge there. Okay, but that just shows you how bright the fire engine could be when you import it. And another thing you want to do here is up here where it says silent. Make sure you select entire object, all meshes and materials, and let's make it metal. So if somebody shoots at this, you would hear the ting of metal and maybe sparks would fly off of it. I don't know for sure, but we'll find out. Okay, so that's all set to go. And animation tool, if you're going to go down there, we're going to just import the object now. So import. And I do have it in there. Like I said, it's already been, we're going to override it just for the heck of it. Okay, and it's mine. So we're going down here to, whoop, that was too quick for me. Didn't catch it in time. Add to library. Okay, it's mine, so over here in user, click on user, then go over here to new. Okay, created, new, okay, and then you're going to see it right there. So click on that and see, oh look, there it is. It's in GameGuru Max. Oh my goodness. Okay, look how bright that is. Pretty cool looking. Okay, now let's take a look inside. We'll go inside and launch the program. Oh, I'm going to be on top of the building. I forgot to move my guy down here. I'll jump off and see if I survive. Okay, let's just jump off. Woo. I survived. Okay. But anyway, here's our fire engine. Now, because I brightened it, you see the white tires there. That would be black if I didn't do that. Okay, or darker anyway. And see where you can see through it. You can cover that up pretty easy with like when I showed you how to cut out materials. You can just put stuff back in there the same way you cut it out. Okay. So there you go. You got a fire engine. So now we've got to assign that fire engine some stuff. Hit escape. Let's go up here to general first because it doesn't know exactly what it is. And we're going to tell it, okay, that it's a physics on, so we can hit stuff and make contact with stuff. To be some kind of physics involved in that. Okay. And strength, I don't think we have to worry about that because it's going to be part of the vehicle that we're driving. Okay, we want it to be a polygon. Okay, it's not going to be explodable. We want it to always be active. Okay, and it's not collectible. It's not an objective. Okay, now we're going to go down to behavior. If you didn't do this, you may not be able to assign it a behavior. Okay, you need to do this first. So then you go down to behavior, and over in your behavior box, it'll open a submenu. Now over here somewhere there's bound to be something that looks like a car or a vehicle. Let's go down here and see if we can find one. Look right there, we got something called a speeder vehicle. Let's just click on that and we'll add that to our fire engine. Okay. Okay, so it says here E to mount, and of course mount means to get in. Okay. Enter range, okay, how close you have to be to get inside to make contact with it. And this player X and Y here, this is very important information because where you're going to be inside the fire engine. Let me show you how that works. Okay. This is your character. Right now, when you put him inside with the program here, let me make sure I'm on the fire engine. When you put him inside there, he's going to be centered up. He's not going to do anything else. He's going to be right about here. Okay, inside the vehicle. But we need to bring him, okay, up here, and we need to bring him up here like this, so that he could be inside the cab. Okay, so he's inside there looking out. This would be your character. Now it'd be nice if this thing showed me the coordinates of this character so that I could use that information, but it doesn't show the coordinates over here that I know of. Okay, so anyway, but we need to put our guy right there. And how do we do that? We click on the object. Okay. It says down here X and Z and Y. Y is like always going to be height or depth or down. Okay. So you go up or down with this. If it's already set to 40 and he was over here, we're going to need to bring that all the way up, probably to max 100. Probably more. Okay. And he's going to have to be moved up to here. And it says it's at -8. So if this is -8, yeah, we're going to have to bring him up 100 too. Okay, at least. So I'm not sure if I can exceed these or not. We're going to find out, but I'm thinking this guy probably needs to be about 120 from what I'm seeing. Okay, and this one here, he should probably be about 110. I could be off. I'm not really good at this, eyeballing it stuff. But once you got them in there, don't worry about the other stuff until you've placed your character inside the engine. And the only way you're going to know where he's at, trial and error, is to go over here and launch it. Okay, I'm already in there. Gotta come out. There we go. Okay, so if I want to get in, it'll say E to mount, or E to mount speeder right there. See that? Right there in the middle of the screen. So hit E. Oh my goodness. I see a window. I see a window. So I'm not far enough. I'm caught in one of the back seats. Let's go down here. So he needs to come forward even more. So down here, that's the X and Z. Okay. So let's go with 140. Actually, we'll go 45. Oh, I said 145, not 45. Okay. And let's see if that'll work for us. Each time I do that, he'll move a little bit more forward inside that cab. Okay. You got to launch it. You got to enter the vehicle in order to test it. Okay, we're getting closer. You can see there's the back window. I'm in the almost the front seat perfect. I just got to come a little bit more forward and probably can get just a little bit more height. Okay, escape. A little more forward there, and that would be your EXO. Let's go at 55. And let's bring this up to 120. Oh, it keeps making that mistake for me. I kind of when I'm looking at my keyboard instead of the mouse. Why is it doing that? Oh my gosh, see that number there? It kind of freaked out. Let's just go with 120. And I didn't like typing that in there. I don't know what's going on with that. Click here. And let's go take another look. It is trial and error, but once you got it down, you might want to write it down. Oh, look at this. Let's get inside there, man. Let's hope I can do this. Enter the vehicle. E. That looks good. Okay, here we can look out that window there. We can look out the back side windows. Okay, and he can see over there, not these two porthole windows. Can he drive? Can he drive? Let's find out. W to drive. Oh my goodness, he drives. Okay, see how jerky that is? We can fix that. I'll show you how to do that, but we got to get this guy situated first. Kind of going pretty slow. And now you could add a siren to this and the motor so it sounds like it's running like a fire engine does. Okay, we're not going to run over these guys just yet until we get it going a little bit faster. Now this would be great if this was a multiplayer, because you'd actually be able to see the other guy driving the fire engine around. Now these guys should explode when I hit them. Okay, and my vehicle should take damage. Okay, right there it did. If you look over here on the right bottom of the screen, excuse me, I'm taking a step out of the vehicle. Okay, we did take damage. Okay, so let's find out if we can run over those bad guys over there. We can test that out, but before we do, let's give ourselves a little more speed, a little more flexibility in steering. We're going to go over here, click on the fire engine. Turn speed. We're going to slow that down, otherwise it's a little bit jerky. Okay, turn kind of slow. Acceleration, we want that to be kind of high. Deceleration standard, we don't want to stop instantaneously. Impact range, I'll have to read about this stuff here. I don't know what this is all about. I'm hoping it's how I hit people. And the speeder's health, I think that's my fire engine and what he starts at as far as the life goes. And maximum slope, how steep an incline he can go up or go down while he's driving. Okay, so and here we got speed up here, maximum speed, which is 30. That was pretty slow. Let's bring that up to around 75. Make him street legal. And minimum, we don't worry about that. We'll keep that. Let's go ahead and take it out. See what goes on. Okay, so I can come over here and get back inside my fire engine. E. And let's go. Hell yes. Oh yeah, he's driving pretty good there. Oh yeah, ooh. That's a whole lot better driving. Let's see if I can run these guys over. Oh no, I'm going to hit the wall. Oh, I'm under the ground. That is interesting. We're going to have to see how that goes there. Can he go back up on the ground? No. That is unique. We're going to have to figure out. I may have to put down a road. Okay, so let's hit escape. Don't know what happened there. Okay. That's the first time that's actually happened, so I don't know. Wasn't expecting that. Okay. Let's go back over there and run those guys over. I want to see if it'll run them over. For those who said it couldn't be done. Okay, let's get inside the fire engine. You need to mount. And let's go. Okay, I think I got that guy. I think I run him over. Oh, he didn't die. Oh, they're all coming for me. Let's see. I gotta check that out. Okay, let's go get somebody. Oh, did I run him over and kill him? Let's find out. Oh, wrong way, wrong way. Wrong way, Johnny. I think I did. I think I killed him. Now, I'd add sounds and stuff like that, too. I did. They run. They're dead. They're laying on the ground. Yes. Oh, look, there's more. Get him, guys. Get him. Oh, they knocked me out of the vehicle. Oh, no. Let's find out here. I think that might make the vehicle inoperable if you get knocked out of it. Let's find out. Vehicle inoperative. So don't get knocked out of the vehicle. Or make sure you got a gun. Look, they're coming right through they're moving my vehicle. Okay, so that was really fun. Showed you how to do all that. Now, look at this. They picked up the truck. Oh my goodness. That was totally unexpected, folks. That's what physics is all about. That was totally unexpected. Okay. Hope you enjoyed today's training seminar. This is Ross Abrams, DJ Rosterman, signing out. Thanks for watching.